The doctor violated the basic standards of medical care here in the state of New York. Come join me as I share with you why it's so important to explain to the jury, number one, what were the standards of care, and number two, how they were actually violated, and number three, why it made a difference. You want to learn what this is all about? Come join me as I share with you this remarkable information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial lawyer practicing law here in the state of New York. This is known as a medical negligence matter, or a medical malpractice matter. So now you go and get treated by a doctor or a hospital, and now you come out of that procedure or that treatment with injuries. And now you want to know whether the doctor violated the basic standards of medical care, causing your harm. Well, one of the first things we have to do is get a medical expert to review all of the medical records. So now a medical expert has to review each and every record and then come to the conclusion of whether the doctor did or did not violate the standards of care. If he did, now it is critical that we identify exactly what were the standards of care, and importantly, how did the doctor violate those standards of care? And the next thing we have to do is determine exactly what injuries, what harms, what losses you have suffered as a result of the doctors violating the basic standards of care. You want to know why? Well, those are the three things necessary in order for us to show that we are more likely right than wrong. That what occurred to you was improper, was careless, and as a result of that carelessness, you now suffered these significant injuries. And we have to do that using medical expert testimony. Now, at the time of trial, we are required to bring in medical experts to sit and explain to the jury exactly why there was wrongdoing, whether the wrongdoing caused injury, and whether the injury is significant and permanent, and what are those injuries. So that's why it is always critical to evaluate what happened here, how it happened, and now explain to the jury, doctor, tell us, what were the standards of care in this particular situation? The patient came in with these particular problems. What should good medical practice dictate that this doctor should have done? Oh, he should have done X, Y, and Z. Well, doctor, if he failed to do X, Y, and Z, is that a departure? Is that a violation from the basic standards of medical care? Yes, it is. And now, doctor, if he had done those things, what would have occurred? What was the next step that should have occurred? Oh, then the following things should have been done. And then you go through an algorithm. If the patient had these issues, now you go ahead and treat it with these things. If the patient had something else, now you go ahead and treat it this way. And doctor, was that done in this particular case? No, it wasn't. And tell us, what sort of injury or harm did this patient suffer because the doctor violated the basic standards of medical care? Oh, and now the doctor will go ahead and explain exactly the injuries that the patient suffered because the doctor was careless and negligent. So why do I share this great information with you? I share it with you to give you an insight and an understanding to what goes on in a medical malpractice case here in the state of New York. You know, I realize you're watching this because you likely have questions or concerns about the medical care and treatment that you received and wondering whether or not the injuries that you have now are a direct result of a doctor violating the basic standards of care. You know, if you do have questions and your matter happened here in New York, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. This is something I do every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, G-E-R-R-Y, @oginski-law.com. That's it for today's quick video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a fantastic day.